Did you have a good time at Old Trafford on Sunday?
Yes, I had a lovely time, yeah.
It was bouncing
It was.
for almost all of the game, apart from like a half an hour bit in the middle.
Yeah. We started, it was the longest we've gone without sitting down from the start of the game for a long time. Don't think we did sit down in the first half.
No.
Which is quite rare.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really ask for more.
No.
Playing your biggest rivals and scoring two in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, the fastest we've ever gone 2-0 up against Liverpool in the Premier League, apparently.
Fair enough.
Which I thought it might be. And I've since had it confirmed.
But it was a good day
in
totality. Very odd behaviour from the woman sat next to me.
Yeah.
Don't know if you clocked what she was doing.
Was she sat next to you in the first half or the second half?
Both.
So we swapped at half time.
Did we?
We did.
Oh, that's weird. I don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
No, she was sat on our right-hand side. So first half.
You sat on my right hand. Oh, right.
No, we swapped. And throughout the whole second half, she kept loading up the Google app on her phone.
Yeah.
Checking the notifications. She had a notification that said it was 2-2 in the game. She would then clear the notifications, and then she would go and clear her search history, and then she would close the app. And she did that once every 3 minutes for the entire second half. I don't know what she was trying to do. I don't know what this was in aid of. If she was waiting for another notification to come through for something else. It was very odd.
Yeah.
It was quite unsettling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know why you were watching. I did notice at one point you were a bit too obvious. I saw you looking at her phone.
Yeah, but if you're looking at your phone,
it wasn't obvious to her, but it was obvious to me.
Yes.
But I know that what she was doing was fascinating. Yeah. I can't shed any light on that, I'm afraid.
Obviously, I was paying attention to the game as well. It was
it was probably out of play.
Loads.
When you were doing this. I heard you got your car back today.
I did, yeah. Cost me £600 for the privilege.
Blimey.
And they'd put the
I'd be tempted to let him keep it.
No, it's not. To be honest, it's not worth much more. And they put the seat in a really weird position. Well, not a weird position. A position.
They put it in the boot or something.
No, it was a position that they would need it in to drive it.
Right,
I suppose
that's really weird.
I probably have it in a weirder
You're
position.
You're the weird-shaped person out of the two of you. I'm the same shape, but it's an unusual shape for a person to be this long.
I don't know if it's the shape. I think it's just the scale.
Well,
I know.
Suppose.
But, we're pretty proportional.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we're not proportional to average-sized men.
I don't know.
In height terms. But yeah, he moved it all about and stuff.
We'll have to check it works.
I know. They hadn't moved the Christmas tree out of the boot, which is good. I thought they might steal that. Yeah, I might go into the office and see it up in the corner or something.
Is it an artificial one?
Yeah, it's not a real Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's comes with like snow on it or something.
Oh, nice. Why have you got it in the boot? Is that just where you keep it?
Yeah, well, I've not got any room in the flat.
Is that the tiny one that was on the desk?
No, that one does fit in the flat. That one fit in anywhere.
Shoebox.
Yeah. But no, it's a bigger one. But I've just left it in the car.
Right.
And my wedding shoes, and they didn't steal them either. They could have got some good money for them.
No.
Could have sold them to like a family of mice or something.
Yeah.
Living there.
I had my MOT today, and there is a few things in my car that I just didn't get rid of.
Yeah.
But the other day, you borrowed my jacket and put all the detritus from the pockets on the back seat of my car. So I shifted that this morning, but then I realised the one bit I left was the year-old sauce packet from McDonald's. That was still on the back seat. So I hope they didn't.
What if they eat it?
Yeah, they might be poisoned.
Yeah.
But I don't think they could sue.
No, I think it's on them.
They shouldn't be eating the sauce in my car.
Yeah, I think I don't think you're liable legally.
I'll probably throw it away now.
Well.
Just think, what they've done to it.
Oh, yeah, it's true. You can't trust it anymore.
Is this good?
It was a good enough game. So
yeah, we don't need a long intro.
Yeah, we can skip. We can get on to the main concept now.
All right. Hello and welcome back to Red Army Reaction, where Champions League football has been secured after a long wait, and we've done the double over Liverpool for the first time in 10 years. City have dropped points. It's all coming
Can't
up.
smile wide enough, mate.
No, it's all looking rosy.
It's looking like a pretty good end to the season. Pretty positive, bit of momentum going into next year. provided we don't lose the next 3. But even if we do, I think it'll be
We've
fairly
still
positive.
ended the season on a high, I think. Even if we lose the next 3 games.
Yeah.
In its very small terms, we've ended the season on 3 losses, but generally, we've had a good end to the season.
Yes. There's only one thing left to decide now in the summer, and that's
The manager.
the manager.
Yeah.
We'll come on to that.
I know all the players.
Yeah. But manager's more important. Most important.
Yes. We might as well talk about the game, first of all.
Absolutely.
We were both there, as we discussed in the intro.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah,
Liverpool
really rocking.
fans were probably worse than you might expect.
They were before the first Liverpool goal, I think.
Yeah.
They were pretty riotous from
the first Liverpool goal to maybe the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They were, but it was odd because they were chanting "Who the fuck am I United," which we chant.
Yeah.
So it was as if, I think if we'd have been chanting that whole time, we would have probably ended up chanting the same thing.
Yeah.
And I presume that means it was a Liverpool chant first.
Yeah, I think it must have been.
And we must have co-opted it when we became the biggest club in the world.
Yeah, but City sing the same song about themselves, but I don't know if anyone ever sang it at them in the first place, or if they've just copied. I've heard them sing.
They sing "We're Not Really Here," which is
They sing
a similar sort of co-opting of rival narrative.
Yeah.
But other than the sort of half an hour in the middle where we allowed them to enjoy the game, Liverpool fans were pretty quiet. There wasn't any rowdy behaviour, really, that was all right.
I know. We saw a little bit after the game, but only little bits.
Yeah, and the handbags, I've seen, I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe they've just got more effective at organising, but I seem to remember a much bigger police presence at these sort of games when we first started going.
Yeah.
When we would go down the Munich tunnel, I seem to remember dozens of horses and lots of police officers, and this time maybe 2 or 3 and about. They have obviously a big hoarding up now around the away fan entrances, which does sort of that job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, maybe everyone's sort of mellowed out.
Yeah, I saw more hostility before the Leeds game between the away fans going in and the United fans stood around them shouting stuff at them.
Yeah.
But didn't see much of that. I don't know if we were there earlier or later.
Yeah.
You'd expect it more earlier because away fans get in early.
It's kind of 3 o'clock on a Sunday is a good time for a match in terms of building an atmosphere. I think it do work for United fans. I think everyone was in a good mood.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, it's very helpful when you score after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That really does.
And it doesn't do great for the away fans.
No.
But from the first minute, I thought we played really well.
Yeah.
We were fully deserving to be 2-0 up against Liverpool after 15 minutes, which doesn't happen often.
No, not. And not, this Liverpool team aren't a vintage Liverpool team this season. I think everyone would agree with that.
But even in big games and stuff this season, they've done reasonably well. They held their own against City. They've got decent results against Arsenal.
4 points against Arsenal, yeah.
I think everyone would say that no one was going into this game thinking, oh, Liverpool are crap now.
Yeah, we weren't expecting a comfortable victory. And we didn't get one in scoreline terms, but we started off looking like we were going to get a comfortable victory.
And then, we could have scored earlier. It was a decent chance to win the corner.
Yeah.
And then a pretty awful corner.
Yeah, shocking ball in. And then a terrible defensive header as well.
Yeah, there was a few of them from McAllister.
Yeah.
He did it a few times. I don't know if he did the initial header, actually. But he did. He got the last touch on the ball.
Yeah, it came off his arse. Cunha's goal.
Yeah. And, we've seen Cunha. He's a good ball striker. And he took it.
Yeah,
he scuffed
it. Hit it well enough.
It went in. So that's about as well as you need to hit it.
Yeah. It was 2-0 before really anything happened again.
Yeah. I think it's going to be odd that we might end this season with Mbeumo scoring fewer than Cunha and Šeško.
Yeah.
Which could well happen, given the sort of narrative around the 3, 6 months ago. It was very much... and we've been lucky that we haven't needed all 3 of them to be good at the same time.
No.
Because we've got other goals in the team. So we've been okay in that regard. But we haven't had a period where all three of them are firing and playing incredibly well.
No, Cunha and Šeško have both been scoring quite a lot recently.
Yeah.
And Burmo has just completely stopped.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's all right. It's their first season, each of them. If they each finish on 10 goals or more,
Yeah.
which isn't guaranteed, but you'd hope it might happen. I think Šeško's on 12 now,
Yes.
or 11. Cunha's on 9 and Burmo's on 9.
Yeah. I think that's
So
the case.
if they all got to 10, we'd probably take that.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's all right that they've not all been good at the same time, as long as one of them or two of them have been good at any one time.
Yeah.
Šeško took a long time to start scoring, but now he's not stopped scoring.
Yeah.
So it's all right that Burmo did it the other way around,
Yeah, and that was the sort of the thinking in signing a more established player and a more developmental player, I think, is that it might take Šeško a while to find the goals. In the meantime, and Burmo can help out. I think that's what Højlund really lacked, is someone who could score some goals when he wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And, we had so much youth in the front line that when it was very easy for all of them to be off the boil at the same time. Whereas in this, with a lot more experience there now, I mean, even Šeško's got more experience than Højlund had last season, just from senior minutes and Champions League minutes. He's a more established first-team player.
Yeah.
I think it's a good balance, and it's worked well throughout the season. I think we need 6 goals to be the highest scoring team since Ferguson's last season.
Oh, really?
I think, which in 3 games is very doable.
Yeah, and last season we
scored
hardly scored any. We
pathetic
scored
number of goals.
50 something.
Yeah, I think we need. We're on 66 now, maybe.
Okay.
62, something like that.
With 3 games left?
Yeah.
So it's doable.
It's doable.
And then Bruno had the great chance to put us 3-0 up, which
Yeah.
sadly he dragged wide. But
We were flying.
yeah, we were all over him. We started really well. At half time, basically, the general consensus was that's the best we've played all season. Certainly under Carrick, that's as good as we've played.
I think it was similar to the first half against City,
Yeah.
but we didn't score in the first half against City. Or we didn't score any that counted
Yeah,
in the first half against City. I think both of them were sort of, 1,000 miles an hour. The opposition can't really cope, and there shouldn't have been, in either scenario, a way to not win the game.
No. We didn't talk about the Šeško handball. Do we need to talk about that?
We did well. Given the level of severity of incident, I think we don't need to talk about it because of how much it's already been spoken about by everyone else. It was maybe it touched his fingers.
It probably touched his hand.
Yeah, Dorgu's probably touched his hand at the Emirates.
Yeah,
but people are acting like he's dribbled it into the net like, Michael Jordan, and it's maybe brushed his fingertips and added a bit more spin on the ball.
Yeah, and when you look at the footage, the VAR couldn't prove from that footage that it hit his hand, couldn't conclusively say.
No.
And everyone watching, or most people watching, have said that clearly hits his hand, but their bar is lower than the VAR's bar, which is quite right.
Yeah, and I think we've said on this podcast, I think the bar for disallowing a goal should be higher.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one of those people who thinks that more goals equals a better game, but the point of the referees isn't to reduce the number of goals in the game.
No.
They should be trying to let goals stand unless there's clearly a reason why it shouldn't.
Yeah, and this is the whole thing with that rule. There's no one, even the people who are saying it clearly hit his hand, no one thinks that that's handball in the original sense of the word. But the rule is that if it touches the player who scores hand in any capacity, it should be ruled out. But I don't think you can say the VAR made the wrong decision on the evidence.
No, I don't think so.
And I don't think anyone can argue that goal objectively should be ruled out.
No. I mean, we've had a few of these recently where everyone sort of agrees that they don't want it to be against the rules, and the debate comes down to whether it is against the rules.
Yeah.
Like the Martinez one, no one really thinks that should be a red card. Or
no one thinks that's violent conduct, really.
Yeah, or it's, it's not a dangerous, reckless piece of play.
No.
You know, where we saw Konate push Šeško off the pitch and injure him,
And Robbie pushing Romero. Robbie pushing Romero into Vicario or Kinski.
Like these sorts of plays, which are objectively more dangerous and are very rarely punished to the same degree.
Yeah.
I think everyone concluded. No one thinks that Šeško's goal was illegitimate because of how it was scored.
Yeah, and that he's used his hand to gain an advantage.
No, it incidentally brushed his fingers on his way into the net after already hitting him in the stomach.
Yeah.
No one was going to get there either way.
No.
And if they had disallowed the goal, they may well have given a penalty anyway. But no one's looked at that incident in any detail.
No, I have no idea whether it was a penalty or not.
Because the goal was given, and that's fair enough.
And even when we were down at half-time on the concourse, the amount of times they showed the replay and went back and forth in slow motion of whether it touched his hand. It's like, you can conclude from watching it once, probably does touch his hand, but you can't say for sure.
Yeah.
That's all you can get from watching it a million times or watching it once.
Yeah.
So there's no need to overanalyze it, which we've probably just done.
Yeah. But good for Šeško.
Yeah, really good.
Getting himself into the right positions. I think it's something that Carrick has focused on, is getting the ball to Šeško more.
Yeah.
And that's what's helped Fernandes get as many assists as he has. He won't get an assist for this one, unfortunately.
No. Although Cunha did it like a 20 gesture.
Yeah.
It was also 2-0, but I don't think he was doing it to mean 2-0 because he doesn't do that all the time.
Yeah.
He didn't do 1-0 one when he scored.
Yeah.
And he did it to Fernandes. But it's a shame that it ended up not being counted because it is. You probably have to draw the line that the keeper touched it in between.
Yes.
So you can't give him the assist.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of compilations of Fernandes should have the assist or the assist records already because of the chances that are missed. But I'm fairly sure you could make similar compilations for the other 2 players on 20 and the other 3 players on 19.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Must, I don't think De Bruyne set up exactly 20 chances that season and would have, was very lucky to get all 20 assists.
There was a season where Ozil had about 16 in January.
Yeah.
And the compilation of the chances Giroud missed in the second half of the season is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like he was trying for Ozil not to get the record.
But, even in this game, I think there's the one that was given offside that Mbeumo hit the post with the little flick.
Yeah.
That would have
been a brilliant assist and a brilliant goal.
Yeah. I've not seen whether it actually was offside because it's moot.
Score.
And then there was the Casemiro header that he put
Bruno's put it right on Casemiro's head on the penalty spot.
He's very lucky we won the game anyway, Casemiro, because if he'd missed that and then it had finished 2-2, then obviously there's a lot of love for Casemiro.
Yeah, and can we criticise Casemiro's ability to score headed chances at this point?
No, I don't think so, but I think he could have twice as many goals as he does. He misses a load of them.
He does, to be fair. Yeah. So he could have got the record in this game. It would have been nice for him to get it against Liverpool, but
yeah, he's still got a chance.
Still got time.
It's certainly not a done deal.
No, plenty of football still to be played. And then after half time, don't really know what happened for 10 minutes.
I'm gonna say I think it was 2 isolated incidents.
Yeah,
I think there was obviously a structural change that happened at half time.
A forced one
that did probably unsettled us a little bit. It wasn't like a change at the back or a change of system massively. It was sort of a rejigging of things.
Yeah.
And I think there was a bit of maybe complacency. I don't know. But I'm going to say it was 2 individual isolated incidents. I don't think Liverpool were much better after the half time, and we were much worse.
No, we weren't. Like, there wasn't a period where we kept falling over and misplacing easy passes and stuff. It was just 2. It only happened those 2 occasions.
Yeah. So first one, Ahmad, a slack pass.
It is a poor pass.
I think Ahmad's probably annoyed that it ended up in a goal, given how far away from the goal he did the slack pass.
Yeah, but it does sort of highlight what you were saying last week about Casemiro, in that we've got the ball. It's about a couple minutes into the half. Casemiro is really far forward.
Yeah.
And doesn't have the mobility to get back.
Yeah.
What you want Casemiro to be doing there is either sitting back and not getting forward, or getting forward and having the pace to get back and foul Szoboszlai. That's what we needed to do, is foul him. That's what Rodri would have done.
Yes.
Or
Rice,
any of the best. Yeah, someone just needed to foul him. If Casemiro can't get there, Ahmad probably should have tracked him and fouled him. Ahmad's a quick player, you know.
Yeah, he's not the most. He's reasonably dogged in terms of defensive pursuits.
You've made the mistake there, and you could criticise the back four as well. No, I'm talking to Ahmad. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Ahmad, you've made the mistake.
Yeah. You can criticise the back four as well. They sort of just backed off Szoboszlai and didn't commit to a challenge. But you want someone in front of the back four, which we don't really have at the minute.
Yeah, and Szoboszlai did well.
He did.
You know, it was probably the right choice from the defenders to not engage him too high up, because there's something that Maguire's got a lot better at recently. Is under Ollie, he would have absolutely leapt out at Szoboszlai there, probably missed Szoboszlai and the ball, and then we would have been 2-on-1 at the back, and
it would have been an easier chance for Szoboszlai to score.
So I think one of their instructions, I think, seemingly, is to drop off in those scenarios and sort of allow them to make a decision before engaging. And Szoboszlai just was able to finish well. Yeah,
there's always a possibility of that.
Yeah.
You'd sort of gamble in that the attacker won't get it perfectly right, which he did.
And then for the first time, we've seen a bit of a bad decision making from Lamans.
Yeah, it's his first sort of howler. All goalkeepers make them.
Yeah.
You know, they might misjudge a back pass and completely miss the ball when it goes to an attacker, or they might take too many touches before they clear it and a striker robs it off him, or they might drop it from a corner and someone taps it in. It comes with the territory. Every goalkeeper makes a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's his first real one. His first big one.
It's unfortunate it comes against Liverpool and it's an equaliser.
Yeah.
In a game where they were basically out of it.
Yeah, and if ever there's a time to go long, which he does 90% of the time, it's when Liverpool just got a goal back from a dodgy back pass. Maybe we just need to play safe for 5 minutes, you know.
Yeah, and I do think there's something to be said. I saw a bit of analysis of it happened to him. I can't remember what game it was now. Maybe Everton, where the ball comes back to him, and what a goalkeeper, the sort of the perceived wisdom for goalkeepers there is to take one touch to the side and then wrap your foot around it. And Lamans has a slight tendency to take his first touch straight in front of him, which then means you can't really go one side or the other. You can only go straight because you can't wrap your foot in that way.
Yeah.
And he's been punished for it here. I think Barry was closing him down and he put the ball straight into Barry and it went out for a goal kick.
Right. Yeah, it rings a bell. I'm not surprised that Liverpool capitalised on it better than Keanu Barry.
So I think it's something for him to adapt and something for him to learn. But I know a good thing for the team, I think, and for him especially, is that was the end of it. It wasn't, another mistake 2 minutes later and his head's gone and Liverpool are running riot now. It was, you've made a mistake.
The 20 minutes level, which it was at the start, you know.
20 minutes later, cross goes into the box, he makes a great save.
Yeah.
He was on it from then till the end of the game. We've seen too many United players, and certainly of players of his age and experience, lose their head in that sort of situation and be basically useless for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and it's great that we then won the game because he'll learn enough from that. He knows what he's done wrong there. He'll go through it with the goalkeeper coach in training and whatever. And
he doesn't
he'll
deserve
learn from
to
it.
cost us 2 points.
No, he doesn't need to have that extra criticism and scrutiny from us not winning the game because of it.
Yeah.
There was maybe a bit of naivety from him as well after he did it. He sort of rushed out to try and get the ball. I think they probably would have scored whatever happens.
Yes.
But he made it quite obvious that they should just pass it across and
tap it in, yeah.
Who scored?
Yeah,
Gakpo, yeah. He sort of made it clear what they needed to do to score.
Yeah, he overcommitted.
He was probably trying a bit too hard because it was his mistake, but we can forgive that. You know, he'll learn from that as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's it's one of the things we've spoken about is we didn't need to sign the best goalkeeper in the world. We needed to sign someone who wasn't a moron.
Who wasn't making 3 of them every game.
Yeah, and he's been that. He's been a good young keeper in his debut season, and he's got things to develop and things to learn. But he's been an absolute revelation in terms of being normal.
Security,
and, catching the ball most of the time he's expected to, and
not
saving the
punching the
ball
attacker in
most
the
of the
face.
time he's expected to.
Yeah, and Onana, for all his experience, didn't do any better when he made that terrible pass. He would have also come rushing out and probably wiped out the attacker and given away a penalty, which he wouldn't save.
Yeah, for all of his Champions League experience, it wouldn't have. He never really. He made the same mistake more than once.
Yeah, all
you could
the
say.
time. Yeah.
Hopefully, we see Lamans learn from this, and that's the sign of a good young professional. Is they are able to make mistakes, but he kept his head in the game, and hopefully he can develop. And we all think he can be a top keeper, and hopefully he can keep going.
Yeah, we've got we're right near the end of the season, and that's his first big howler.
Yeah,
Onana made about 10.
Onana got
stage.
Onana got lobbed from the halfway line on his pre-season debut.
Yeah, and he'd made more than one of those those passing out from the back errors by this time comfortably, and more than one of every other type of goalkeeper error as well. So it's a marked improvement, which is given the money we spent on Onana, the experience he had.
Yes,
it was just a dreadful signing.
Yeah. And then after 2-2, I think, and before 2-2, and probably during 2-2, Liverpool weren't dominant.
No.
After 2-2, it took a little while for United to pick themselves up and get going, and for Old Trafford to pick itself up and get over the shock of being at 2-2 after such a comfortable first half.
Yeah, it was a much more even spell after that. Not the reverse of the first half where we were all over him.
Yeah.
But Liverpool had a much bigger foothold in the game that we just sort of handed to them.
Yes. Yeah. But like I say, a couple of good chances in there. The one for Mbermo that Bruno set up, where he flicks it back of his heel and almost a wonderful finish.
Yeah.
And the Casemiro one from the free kick. It was from a free kick.
Yeah.
But, it fell to one man to win us the game against his favourite rivals, we'll say at this point.
Yeah, and I saw a quiz of him trying to name all 7 teams he'd scored against for United, and now they're the first team he's scored against twice.
Yes.
And, it's a good one to pick.
Yes.
I can't remember if we were saying on here or
not
in person.
Yeah.
We do talk to each other about football sometimes, not on here. I've forgotten what it was that I can't remember where.
It'd be good for him to get a goal.
Yes, that it would be good for him to score a goal this season. He's had half as many opportunities as he might have done.
Yeah,
but it's been a long time, and he's probably in less of a position to score goals than he was.
Yeah,
at times previously under Ten Hag.
I think he's doing a lot of the legwork for Casemiro, which does limit his explosiveness going forward.
Yeah,
and it would take a scenario like this where we're sort of more encamped and the impetus is with us as a team to be a lot more front foot for him, or a set piece situation, which is what this was, for him to get into a goal scoring opportunity. Yeah.
He's not had many chances, even as good as that one, which is a difficult chance.
Yeah.
But you back him to take it. It fell for him quite nicely, but he took it
very
unbelievably well.
It was a great goal. It's odd that it's his first goal of the season.
Yeah, his first league goal in nearly 2 years.
Yeah, but he's in that time he has been sidelined and coming through as didn't come through as a goal scorer. He came through as a sort of all action midfielder.
Yeah,
and I think doing this role that he's done since Carrick came in, where he is the legs for Casemiro, and Casemiro's been the one getting into the box and having shots, I think will probably serve him well in the long run.
Yeah.
In terms of his all-roundness and his completeness as a midfielder. I would like to see a midfielder come in who allows him to be the more, because he's obviously a very technical player, and while it's good to see his technical abilities picking the ball up off the defence and, completing take-ons in our third, it would be much more advantageous and much more beneficial for the team if he's able to do that a lot closer to the net.
Yeah.
So, and a midfielder who can do the role Casemiro's doing, but with the energy needed to do it.
Yeah.
Could unlock him another level.
And we said it every week on here, and it just becomes more and more stark every week that he wasn't playing under Amorim. When Carrick immediately brought him back into the team, and for a good few months, it was obviously that he should be playing.
Yeah.
But then the last sort of month, he's just been back to his best, the best he's ever been again.
Yeah.
And he probably, when he starts at the World Cup for England in the summer, it'll be even more ridiculous that he went most of the season just without playing.
Yeah, I think we saw he came into the team against Grimsby, and he came into the team against Brighton and against Burnley. Did he play against Burnley under Fletcher?
No, his first league start was under
Yeah, so I think he did come into the team against Brighton. And
there was a game just before Christmas against Villa where either Casemiro or Fernandes were injured, and everyone expected Mainoo to come in, and Mainoo happened to be injured as well.
yeah. So I think, and in those games, there was glimpses, but he was not.
He was rusty.
He wasn't running the game.
No.
And then, like you say, the first few weeks of Carrick coming in, he was competent and he did his job, and we kept the midfield too close together to aid both of them. But like you say, since the Chelsea game, he's gone up another level. I think he's been winning the ball back super aggressively, been charging through midfield,
and dodging the press,
and now he's got the goal on top.
Yeah,
and that's, a winner against Liverpool is a great goal to get.
Yeah,
his last goal against Liverpool should have been a winner as well.
Yeah,
we gave away a stupid penalty.
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah,
was it stupid in that it wasn't a penalty?
I can't remember.
He went down
Salah
a bit easily.
it.
I think it probably was a penalty, but he did buy it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you dream of. He is a United fan, a local boy, and to score the winner at Old Trafford is. I hope he's forgiven us for not playing him for half a season when he's gone and done that.
Yeah, I think the fans and probably the club made all the right noises around. It's difficult for the club because they can't undermine the manager. The fans have no issue undermining the manager.
No, especially when he's
crap. Yeah, he's from your neck of the woods. Man, he's from Redditch.
He's from
Not that you're from Redditch.
I'm not
but
from
you live near Redditch.
Yeah, he's Stockport lad.
Yeah, but it's great to see. It was a great finish. He's got the new contract now.
Yeah,
it should be the end of the Kobbie Mainoo leave United saga.
I think we've paid to that.
It should be.
It never should have happened.
Yeah,
it makes no sense for him to have left. But he nearly did. It would have only been on loan at first, but if Amorim was the man long term, he would have left permanently because.
And that we pride ourselves on the integration with the academy and the 80 years of academy players in the first team. Yeah. I think that would have gone if Mainoo had left,
or if Mainoo had carried on not playing.
Yeah,
even if he was still here, he was the only one in the squad.
And
Sunday
could have easily had a scenario where he picked up an injury or there was enough other fit players and he valued Mainoo so low that could have easily been out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Let's hope that saga is finished and we can build the team around him now.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, so we gotta keep him happy. Champions League football, we were pretty sure anyway, but it's nice that it is now officially confirmed. We can talk about it without having to touch wood.
Yes. Yeah, and 3 games to go. I think that not many people would have said, even a couple of weeks into Carrick's tenure, I think it still looks quite unlikely that we would be assuredly Champions
this
League.
Comfortably, third, We thought we might have thought we'd be in a Champions League position at this point, but to have it secured to be in third place, that's almost guaranteed that we're going to finish third.
Yeah.
6 points above fourth with 3 games left. So we don't need a lot to get there.
Yeah. It's really good to see. It's what we needed. We couldn't afford another year out of the Champions League, really. What we want to see is a return more permanently.
Yeah.
If you look at the last 10 years, I think City have got 10 years in the Champions League. Liverpool have 8, Arsenal 7, and then United 4 or 5 maybe. And it's a big drop off.
What's the most seasons in a row we've finished in the Champions League? 2.
Yeah. We've
played in the Champions League because you can count when we finished 6th and won the Europa League. But I think 2 seasons is as many as we've had in a row.
Yeah,
which is poor.
Yeah, it's really poor.
We need to start by getting 2, but like you say, we need to build a platform where we can get it consistently, because then you can build on it.
Yeah.
After a race for the Champions League, we need to then finish comfortably in the Champions League and it not to be in doubt from halfway
Yeah.
through the season or whatever. And then you can build and say, well, now we need to challenge for the title,
Yeah, and it's important for everything. It's important for player recruitment. If it depends on the sort of player you're signing, but some players won't come. They might say, "Oh, I've got 3 years left at the top level."
Yeah. You want 3
if
years
I'm
in the Champions
28,
League.
I don't want to wait a year to get into the Champions League or to risk going 2 years without the Champions League.
Yeah.
Not that we sign many 28-year-olds, but
Sometimes you have to sign players who are on the cusp of that top level,
I think for players like Mbermo and Cunha, I think if you sign players like that, you can promise them, we are a step up from Brentford because we expect to be in the Champions League.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier if you can say, well, we've been in the Champions League the last 2 years. There's very little chance of us, we can't see a world in which we're not in the Champions League next year. That's a much easier sell than the sort of vague prospect of hopefully getting back in the Champions League.
And if City or Arsenal or Liverpool were to finish outside of it 1 year, they could tell they would still have an advantage in recruiting players in that it'll only be 1 year and then we'll be back.
Yeah.
Whereas United just haven't had that.
Yeah, it seems more
evidence.
like being in the Champions League is the blip rather than being
it'll
out
only
of
be
the
1
Champions
year
League.
and then we'll be back in Europa.
So, obviously, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We've got 1 year in the Champions League guaranteed. We would like to see a more sustained presence there.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for it. I think we've had lots of evening games this season.
We have all on Mondays.
Mondays, Brentford at home is not quite the same as Wednesdays, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
We would like...
Victoria Pilsen or someone.
But even then, it's exotic.
It is. It's different, It's a
it's
team you don't play twice a year.
There's a couple of players that you've never heard of thrown in there, and players who can surprise you. And it's it's not got the same mysticism as Champions League football did in the 80s. Where it was
famous AC Milan team that you could only watch in the European Cup.
Teams coming from behind the Iron Curtain who no one had ever seen play.
Yeah,
but
same with the World Cup, really.
Yeah, but there is still an exoticism to it that is very appealing, and it's it's the pinnacle of football. I think commercially the Premier League is the biggest league in the world, but in terms of what the players want, and
the pinnacle of football is the Champions League.
And United should be there.
We deserve a place at the top table, and we've not had to rely on the extra place.
No,
because we would be in the Champions League even if that wasn't there.
We've not had to rely on winning the Europa League, but being crap, which
which nearly did last year.
Yeah.
And as we've seen with Spurs, that doesn't answer all your problems.
No.
If you getting into the Champions League, even though you're crap, that doesn't just make you not crap anymore.
No, it doesn't.
So finishing third is a much better indicator of where we are.
Yeah. And in terms of the manager auditioning for the job, he's done everything that was asked of him.
He's added another very big tick for beating Liverpool.
Yeah, he's done everything that was asked of him. And, while Carragher and Roy Keane can continue to pour water on what he's achieved.
Well, I think it was interesting seeing Carragher and Neville talking about it, because Carragher says, and this seems to be the prevailing wisdom now amongst the media, is we should give Carrick the job for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
He can build on what he's done. He may well, almost probably won't be, the guy who's going to win the big trophies for us.
Yeah.
But we need to carry on the work that he's done to have some stability and then upgrade from Carrick. But Neville seems slightly unsure about that because he thinks there might be a possibility
that he is
to
the
win
guy.
to win the league next year, to win the big trophy next year, or sooner than that if we get an upgrade on Carrick now. And Carragher thinks that's ridiculous. United aren't nearly ready, but Neville's used the argument of Arsenal, whether they win it or not, they might have a fall off afterwards. City, we don't know what's happening with them. Guardiola might leave. They might be found guilty of the charges or whatever. Liverpool might have a new manager. Everyone else, they may well not be up there. But I'm still in the camp of giving it him on a short-term deal.
And I think that is, if the fates align for it to be a possibility that we win the league next season.
Yeah.
I think Carrick is capable of steering us there. I think he might not be capable of a 97-point Premier League season, but I think
might be able to take the opportunity that comes along.
And if it people have said, some of Carrick's main attribute has been the mentality and the vibes, if you for want of a better word. And if it becomes clear that United are in a title race, I think that will only improve. I think he has, people often like to delineate between a player's career and a manager's career, but I think it is valuable that Carrick has won 5 Premier League trophies as a player.
Yeah.
I think that is valuable experience in terms of a run-in. I think you can't really say, he's got no experience of winning big trophies. He's, can he handle the pressure in the long race? Because obviously the pressure is different on the manager than it is on a player. But a player who played as often as he did for Ferguson's Man United can clearly handle pressure and clearly has a strong mentality.
Yeah.
And I think it would, I think Old Trafford and the United fan base, if they found themselves at Christmas firmly in a title race, I think they would galvanise rather than...
They wouldn't be saying, if only we'd got a better manager in the summer, then we'd really be able to go for it,
Yeah. So I agree with the short-term contract thing. I think Arsenal did a good job in initially hiring Arteta as a head coach and then promoting him to manager after a couple of years when it proved that they were moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think what United can't afford is to have to sack a manager with 4 years left on a contract.
Yeah, and have to pay out 12 tens of millions of pounds,
That's what's got us in this mess in the first place, these very expensive managerial mistakes.
Yeah.
And Carrick, I really struggle to see a way that he proves to be a very expensive mistake.
Yeah.
It's
just completely different.
Worst case scenario, we sack him in November with a better squad than we have now, and we're not going to be that far off the run-in.
Yeah, and there's probably, hopefully, a lot of performance-related incentives in the contract that mean if he doesn't do very well, it's easy to sack him.
And
and cheap.
Yeah, even saying that as worst-case scenario, I really struggle to see us getting there. I think, like we said a couple of weeks ago, I think there is maybe we could get to a point where United need to evolve past Carrick in terms of style of play, and maybe he is limited in terms of sort of dominance on the ball and the ability to completely control games. But I think we're way off that. I think we can, a couple of years of functional winning football that we can then maybe think maybe we've reached the ceiling of this team.
Maybe we can get even better, rather than we're terrible.
Yeah.
We need to get any better we need to get a lot better immediately, which is what the case was for a while.
Yeah. I think he's absolutely the right choice, and I don't think they will give it him early. I can see an argument for ending the speculation, and
we are sort of at the point that we got to with Ollie probably after the win at PSG.
Yeah.
Where it's give him the job now.
Yeah.
But I still don't think we should do that.
Yeah.
Just about.
I think the Ollie thing is slightly different because I think the win against PSG was a bigger moment than any individual Carrick moment, but there was 11 games left.
Yeah.
And also we lost the 2 games after PSG and then gave him the job.
Yeah.
So I think with Carrick with 3 games left to go, it can't really sour before the end of the season if we were to give him the job.
No.
However, I think it's just not worth the risk and just wait. Wait until the end of the season. No one's going to compete with United to offer Carrick a job.
Yeah.
I think that's it. He will wait for United.
Yeah. And also with Ollie, the mood at the club was so low when Ollie came in.
Yeah.
That just the immediate turnaround he'd had in that, it was like, we need to carry this good feeling on for a bit,
Yeah.
which I don't think we're at the position now where we can look at it more like who are the options out there. And the thing with Carrick is it's not like there's another option out there where you say if we can give Carrick on a short-term deal and then get the next manager, or go and get Enrique now. It's not feasible. There's no guaranteed manager out there. Most of them, or a good few of the ideal candidates, are at the World Cup, which they won't be in 2 years.
No,
possibly there might be a much wider pool then, or a much more outstanding candidate who's available and would come immediately.
Or someone who emerges in the next couple of years as an outstanding candidate who isn't on anyone's radar right now.
Yeah,
there's a bit good argument to be made for giving it to Carrick, and I think they will. I think it's too tempting now.
Yeah, we're definitely at the point where we think it's the right call. And after that game yesterday, he's already beaten City and Arsenal. Beating Liverpool at home is a big one, and you can say it would have been better for us to carry on with 2-0 up, see it out, maybe get a third goal. But the way it went, I've been watching a lot of highlights of United's 12-13 season at the minute.
Yeah.
And that was exactly like a game from that season.
Yeah.
To go 2-0 up, Liverpool get back, it's a bit of a ding-dong, and then a local boy scores the winner.
Yeah.
With a brilliant strike from outside the box. That's United, that is, that's...
Yeah.
And I don't think any manager coming in can produce more of a United-like team immediately than Carrick's done. The Arsenal game's very similar.
Yeah,
that's the kind of game that United are known for,
Yeah, it's like you say. I think there's a great Ferguson quote about late winners, about how the draw might be worth a certain amount and the win is worth a little bit more, but the intangibles of the late winner, of the mood in the fan base, and the connection between the fan base and the players, and the connection between the players themselves, the mood in the town, the mood on Matt Busby Way afterwards, that late winner has so many side benefits other than just the 2 points. Obviously, title-winning teams are built on comfortable 3-0 home wins as well.
And United had plenty of them as well. But
But, we'll never complain about a late winner against the Scousers.
No.
I think so Jamie Carragher was saying, don't get carried away by United finishing third when they've had no other games or nothing else on all season.
Yeah, and refusing to admit that we're better than Liverpool currently.
Yeah. But in his pre-season preview, he put United 9th. When we already had no European football at that point. We already had the same squad that we have now. So if he thought that we were going to finish 9th and we finished 3rd because of changing manager, that's the only thing that's changed since then.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we could have had a couple more FA Cup games or a couple more League Cup games.
But they're rarely the different 6 places, for a club like United.
We've clearly massively exceeded his expectations, and Carrick should get credit for that. He is, whether or not he has established a dominant style of play that, or brilliant performances for 90 minutes against everybody, wasn't the job. The job was steady the ship, get us in the Champions League.
Get the best out of the players.
Bournemouth are the only team in the top 12 who have taken any points off Carrick's United.
Wow.
We've still got to play Brighton and Sunderland, but I don't know if Sunderland are in the top 12.
I think they might be 12th, but they're around there.
Yeah. Everybody else we've beaten.
That's pretty impressive.
He couldn't really have done more. The specific job that was asked of him, he couldn't have done more. If a different job that he may well find himself being asked to do in the summer, which is build a progressive team and dominate the ball more and see out games more comfortably and integrate more youth players, that, there's a chance that he isn't as capable of that job as he is at this job.
Yeah.
But you can only judge him on the job that he's been asked to do so far.
Yeah, which he's done.
Which he has done better than anybody could have done.
Yeah. So I think he will be, and I think it's the right decision for Carrick to be in charge next season.
Yeah, definitely. Should we talk about any of the other games this weekend?
Yeah, I suppose so. Title race is as alive as ever.
Someone has blinked. The first blink has been Blunk, I think.
Yeah. I don't think it is Blunk, but it should be.
I think it is.
City dropping points last night. Not as many as they might have done,
Yeah.
but it's a bit of a weird one that way. You don't really know how to feel because
If it had finished 1-1 with a late Everton equaliser, you would have been delighted.
Yeah. But this is more frustration with Everton. You can't go 3-1 up after 80 minutes and not win the game.
No.
Whoever you're playing,
Yeah.
you cannot do that. It's the mainly shocking thing was that they were still celebrating when City kicked off. City scored about 30 seconds after they kicked off.
I know, but that was on the referee. The referee, they were not ready to
They were
kick
not
off.
at all ready, but they should have been. They were celebrating
But
too
the referee's
much.
supposed to wait.
Yeah, to an extent.
The referee just let them play.
But they were all they were getting back, and they need to get back a bit quicker and get into position and switch on, which they didn't
Someone
do.
should have just put their boot through Haaland. Like, I know he's very difficult to,
Yeah.
but you've got two experienced centre halves there who just let him.
But
run
it would have
past
been
them.
a red.
No, we're not. If the one in front of does it. just sandwich him out of the game. Just do anything to get him out. The worst thing you can do is immediately concede.
Yeah.
Even if it goes 5 minutes without a goal and then City score,
Yeah.
it just pushes everything back and gives you that much more breathing room.
Yeah, the City fans who all left at 3-1 were all still there. They all managed to come back in. None
At
of them
least
had
wait for
actually
them to
left
get
the
out the
stadium.
turnstile.
So it is frustrating that they didn't lose the game.
Also, Everton absolutely should have had a penalty at 3-2.
Yeah, I've read the reasoning for it.
Was
Is
that
that
the ball would
most
go
of the
there?
foul took place before the free kick was taken. There wasn't which you
The
can't give
corner.
a penalty for. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't give a penalty before the corner's been taken. So supposedly, if you just look at what happened after Garner kicked the ball, that's not enough for a foul.
Okay.
But he's lucky.
He's
'Cause
very
it's,
lucky.
It's very close. He didn't stop as soon as the corner was taken.
No.
He did carry on, but that's the justification from the.
Can you
the
give a penalty if you
PGMO.
punch someone in the face?
No, you can give a red card. You can't give a penalty.
Oh, that's weird. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think it should have been a penalty. I think Everton were, naive.
Yeah.
And obviously it's very tired defending. If you look, they're going for the block when they're like 6 yards away from Doku. They could get to him, but they're just like, I'll throw my leg out again. And it does take a lot of skill from Doku to then score from that situation. They almost do enough to stop him from scoring. They require him to do an amazing shot to score, which he is capable of doing and then does.
He'd already done it once in the game as well.
Yeah. There was an interesting bet slip going around of someone who had who won earlier in the day. Oh no, they had Forest, both teams to score, Forest to win. They had Hearts, both teams to score, Hearts to win. And then they had Everton, both teams to score, Everton to win. And someone was like, well, the cash out got to like, they were considering cashing out before the game for like, they had put 20 quid on and it was like $8,000 or something.
Yeah.
They were considering cashing out before the Everton game for like 400 quid. And everyone was like, you can't do it. You know, it's 9-1 to win $8,000. You've got to leave it.
Yeah.
But then he couldn't cash out at 3-1. The cash out at 3-1 was massive.
Right.
He couldn't cash out at 3-1 because he didn't unfreeze before it was 3-2.
Right.
And it was like, well, at that point, you should have put $1,000 on City or a draw. But he didn't get round to it, and then he didn't cash out, and he lost it on the last kick.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
I know a lot of gamblers have the policy of never cashing out.
Yeah.
It'll lose you some money sometimes, but it's worth it.
It's worth it
in
for the
long
win.
run.
But it's in Arsenal's hands now.
Yeah,
And
it is.
This is probably why they remained title favourites even after they lost to City, because they now need to beat Burnley, Palace and West Ham 1-0 and they've won the league.
Yeah. West Ham is a big one, but City played before then.
Yeah.
So it's pressure's on City now, having now dropped points first.
To not drop more points.
Yeah. It's Brentford at home, but Brentford are a decent side. It's not. They're not.
Yeah, not a
They're no mugs. I think if everyone seems to be saying if City drop points at Brentford or Arsenal beat West Ham, then it will be over.
But
that could
another
not
swing.
happen.
They could
City
have another
could beat Brentford and Arsenal could draw to West Ham. Yeah.
Or Arsenal could lose to Burnley or Palace.
Yeah.
You know,
It wouldn't be over even in that scenario, but it would feel over. But
yeah,
Arsenal were 9 points clear a few weeks ago, and it felt over then. But
yeah, I think if they go out of the Champions League tonight, I will have no issue with wanting them to win the league.
Yeah.
However, if they go through in the Champions League tonight, I will be still reticent to want them to win the league, because them winning the league Champions League double is too much.
Yeah.
However, also my other reticence for them winning the league is it will mean that everybody has won the league more recently than us, apart from Spurs. All the big sides and
Yeah.
Leicester have won the league more recently than us.
Yeah, but that's all right. I can live with that.
It's
think.
more. It's
I'd rather that still.
it's not the end of the world. And City winning 14 leagues, or is it four? No, we've got 13 Premier Leagues. If City winning 8 Premier Leagues is more annoying than Arsenal winning their first in 22 years.
And what you should really be judging us against Arsenal is they've gone 22 years without winning the league. We're on 13. So if we win it in the next 9 years, we've still done better than Arsenal.
Yes, but we will be the team that has gone the longest without winning the league.
Yeah.
Of
the teams you would expect to win the
Yes.
league sometimes. I'm confident enough that whoever wins the semi-final tomorrow will beat Arsenal in the final.
Maybe.
Sometimes the more boring team in that scenario does win in the final.
Yeah.
They just cope with the pressure a bit better. But I think Arsenal and PSG's attackers are too
Bayern.
good. Bayern and PSG's attackers are too good for Arsenal to be able to grind out the game. And Arsenal's attackers aren't good enough to match either of those teams' attacks.
Yeah, but Bayern and PSG aren't. PSG are good at defending. Bayern aren't particularly good at defending. But PSG are very good at defending just by not through the art of defending, but through the art of attacking and control. Really.
Yeah. But I think Arsenal would be able to win a game 1-0 or something against those two. But I just don't see that happening. I don't see them actually being able to keep them out.
No.
And if it does become a high-scoring open game like the semi-final was with them two, I don't think Arsenal will be able to outscore either of them either.
No. I think, I do probably fancy one of those to win it anyway.
Yeah.
But I won't be comfortable until
I won't
they
be
do.
comfortable. I won't be relaxed during the Champions League final.
If Arsenal go out tonight, then it's fine. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Something I've realised, I probably should have realised slightly earlier, is that I'm incapable of watching those games of football and just enjoying it as a game of football. If there's a team that I don't like in it, I'm always thinking about what's best result for me as a United fan, which team I hate more, or why this reason for this I want them to win.
Yeah.
I can't just enjoy the game as a game, sadly.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I don't really trust people who call themselves neutrals in situations like this. How surely that you can find some angle to pick a side from.
But I understand it with Tranmere Rovers fans. They could watch Arsenal Bayern Munich and just want a good game, but I just can't relate to that experience.
It's not wired that way. I mean, you could watch Tranmere and
no, I would still.
You have to do some research, but
I would find a reason to like one team more than the other.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's a valid way to watch football.
Tranmere are Scousers, so I'd want whoever they're playing to win. Unless it's MK Dons.
Boreham Wood.
I don't have a problem with Boreham Wood.
Okay, I was just picked a random team.
Okay, yeah, I would want Boreham Wood in that scenario.
Nice. No, I think that's valid. I think you're allowed to watch football that way.
Yeah. Some people probably wouldn't like that. That it's all through the angle of what team you support. You don't like football. You just support your team.
I think you would say that is true. I think if
like football.
Someone as a pejorative said you don't really care about football. You just care about United. You would probably agree with them.
Yeah, probably just to not give them the satisfaction of an argument, But I do like football.
Yeah.
So I'm confident that Arsenal aren't going to win the Champions League. But I'm not confident that Arsenal are going to win the league.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be confident about that until it hopefully happens.
Yeah. I mean, City have to win every game, realistically, to give themselves any chance.
Yeah.
I can't see Arsenal dropping points in 2 games.
No. But Arsenal could lose to West Ham.
Yeah, true, yeah. But then, City would still have to
win
every game.
City have to win every game, I think. But
I mean,
that might be enough.
I think we've said all along, this isn't that City team. Some people have said, well, City are just going to put the foot down now. They're going to win.
Go on a run.
And this isn't that City team. This team has always been capable of dropping points.
Yeah.
In 2026, they've dropped the most points from winning positions in the league. They've always been that team. They've done it against Forest. They did it against
West Ham,
Everton now.
They're not the unstoppable machine we've seen, but it was sort of, they looked like they could become that.
Yeah,
And that was sort of answered yesterday that they can't go on that run that they used to.
So Arsenal may well
They have
be
to
able,
take
just
this chance.
be able
They've
to
been
hold
given
out.
another chance, and they have to take it this time.
Rooney and Joe Hart on Match of the Day after the City game, I think, maybe, or after the Arsenal,
It wouldn't be after the City game.
the City-Arsenal
Oh,
game.
right.
They were asked who they thought would win the league, and Rooney said Arsenal, and Joe Hart said, no, City all the way, City going every game. And, Rooney knows
Joe
more
Hart might
than
have
Joe
been
Hart.
right about who was going to win the league.
Yeah, but he said City were going to win every game. And they haven't, so Joe Hart's an idiot. And Rooney's not.
Predicting the things is really hard.
Yeah, but Rooney's
I
very
prefer
good
Rooney
pundit.
to Hart. I'm not disputing that. We should probably talk about the Sunderland game, but
Yeah.
it's a bit frustrating for me that we've got FA Cup final coming up, Champions League semi-finals, and we've got Champions League now. We're not fighting for anything. We've not even had a quarter final this year,
Yeah.
and that keeps you going towards the end of the season. If you're not going to win the league, we're
Yeah.
not in a race for Europe. We've got it. So with these last 3 games feel quite meaningless.
Yeah. I'd like to see some other players utilised.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a couple of debuts.
Yeah.
The debut that everyone, or the player that everyone's got their eye on, can't legally make his debut this season. JJ Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
But there's players in there who are very deserving of minutes, and they've only really got one important game left.
It's quite an important one.
Yeah, the FA Youth Cup final is the pinnacle of youth football, which is why it's being played in a 7,000 seater stadium rather than a proper stadium. But
Yeah. Blame City for that.
yeah, it's since the last 20 years, the FA Youth Cup has been played in one of the finalists' main stadiums every year, apart from the year City host it, where it's been held at the Academy Stadium.
Wow. And we've offered to host it at Old Trafford, and they've said no.
But they just know that 50,000 United fans will turn up if they have it at Old Trafford, and they don't want that.
But you want?
They had it at the Etihad, 50,000 United fans would show up,
Yeah.
and they don't want that. They might do 50-50 at the Joy Stadium, the Academy Stadium.
Yeah. But they can cope with that level of United fans.
Yeah. Otherwise it would be embarrassing. But, big game for them. But I would like to see, I think, a couple of starts in the first team are equally valuable. Not equally valuable to winning the Youth Cup, but for the whole team. But for one player, that could make a real difference.
It's more valuable than giving minutes to Agate or Xerxes.
Yeah. I think that's well established that one or Agate is going to leave the club. I think they will do everything they can to find a solution to that in the market. And you never know. We might end up, there's talk this week of we're going to sign 3 midfielders for 120 million or 150 million.
Yeah.
But that's not always possible. And the one you would leave out if you had to is the sort of squad player, sort of rotation midfielder. And that's what academy players can be used for. So if we can get some eyes on some of them, then there's every chance that we could integrate one of them into the squad next season. Yeah,
with more games,
Yeah, I think Lacey's been unfortunate in that this Liverpool game came the weekend of important under-23s games, and obviously he got his red card, which didn't help, and I think he would have expected another couple of runs out. So hopefully he can get a start.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see.
Jim Thwaites, we've spoken about. I'd like to see one of the fullbacks, Kokonki, maybe. Ajayi has been linked with a move back to Germany this week, so it'd be nice to see a debut for him.
Yeah.
There's some candidates there. There's also players we've seen before. I think the Fletchers, I think Obi would enjoy another run out in the first team.
Yeah, it'd be nice
they've sort of become the forgotten, just because we've had so few games, the team's been so settled and it's been going so well.
And we've had an important target that we're going for.
Yeah,
we don't want to change too much.
This, like we say, it's not the job that Carrick's being measured on. It's not really been a priority, and I think now that we've got a bit less pressure on, I think he can redress that balance a little bit.
Yeah,
and get some of these players in.
Yeah. So maybe there is some interest in these last 3 games. I don't think much of that will be in the Sunderland game on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that'll be more the last 2. But it's just a bit like, even under Ollie, we didn't win a single trophy, but we got to League Cup semi-finals, FA Cup semi-finals,
Yeah. Yeah.
Europa League final. You know, Amorim got to Europa League final.
Yeah.
And it's quite a spoiled, privileged position as a United fan to expect to be in the latter stages of a cup competition every season. But
Yeah.
it is what I'm used to, you know.
Yeah, and it is, it's a bit of a, having nothing to play for with 3 games to go is not, in this case, it's not the sign of a disaster season. It's the sign that we've achieved our goal, that we were aiming for. But it is going to mean the season's basically over from now.
Yeah.
We're sort of in the postseason. And, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. We've
We'll have to-
achieved our goal from, the middle point of the season. But hopefully we'll have multiple goals next season that we can stay in the hunt for right up until the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that our lot for this week?
Yeah, I think so. Not got any other business to...
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Well, fair enough.
3:00 kickoff on Saturday.
Very
which is
rare.
Very rare. Sunderland are a good side, but they have very little to play for now.
Yeah.
They've just been battered by Nottingham Forest, drawn with Wolves. So it might be quite a drab game, but it'd be nice to get another win. The more wins, the better.
Yeah, I'd, hopefully chase down that assist record.
Yes, yeah, that's what I can root for. In the last 3 games, that's the trophy we can get. He's already going to get the Playmaker award.
Yeah.
He won't. He might get a special award for breaking the assist record. So
Yeah, a golden Playmaker award or something.
that's
He
what I
might get
can
Player
root
of the
for.
Season.
He might get Player of the Season. So yeah, when will we find that out? June.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, so there are some things to root for. So you've kept me interested. So hope you're still all interested in the podcast, even though there's nothing much to.
We've got our Podcaster of the Year award coming up at the end of the season. So it's a close run thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep people coming back.
Yes. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Personal glories.
Watch this space. But thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back next week. We're not playing on Monday next week, so
we can record properly.
we can. Yeah, we recorded a day late this week because of the bank holiday.
Yeah.
We saw you all yesterday, so
No, we saw a very small percentage of them yesterday.
yes, of course. Well, we only saw some of our listeners in the UK yesterday.
Yeah,
None of our worldwide fan base.
Our international audience.
Yeah. So yes, thank you all for your continued support, and we will see you out there.